got Johnny O'Neill and Dama Ball here for you guys, so I'll moderate. Just raise your hands and please identify yourself, name and organization, and we'll get going. Coach, did you have an opening statement first for everybody?
Yeah, just, obviously a tremendous win for our team and our program. We share it with the whole university community. So many people make moments like this possible, right? Certainly couldn't be prouder of our players. They played with great grit and resiliency. They really played together. And you have to give Gonzaga just an immense amount of credit because of their long-standing success, right? This kind of competition comes about. What they've been able to achieve year in and year out is remarkable. And yeah, I can go on and on if you want me to, but I'll stop.
Go ahead.
Immediately after the game, I talked to Steve Nash and I asked him, what do you see tonight? He said the same thing you just said, the grit and the will to continue to fight and get this win. Just explain a little bit what was going through you guys' mind, with your mind towards the end there when it looked a little shaky, and how you kept them at bay to continue.
Well, I think they did it themselves. In the huddles, when I looked in their eyes, they made great eye contact. I thought our guys did a really good job of keeping their poise and composure, and they just kept playing. They really were even-keeled, even in some of our, better moments where we maybe went on a surge and had the lead. I think our guys were really grounded and continued to stay focused on the next play.
When we talked on Tuesday, and the players' reaction to this after, I think you were trying to say, this is not just another game, but in a sense, it is. Now that you've won it, does the impact of what this means to the program hit you? And you two guys haven't been here long, but you know how much this means to the Santa Clara program, to the Santa Clara community.
Yeah, I think it's a special moment, but like we talked about earlier in the week, the next game is less than 48 hours away. And so, such is the nature of a college basketball season. So, win or lose, any one game isn't a destination. The next game comes quickly. And just like when we've lost games, right? That hasn't been our final resting place. And so the season is still relatively young, third conference game. And so now the challenge for us will be to prepare, get ready, and face another tremendous opponent on Saturday afternoon.
Dominic, would you guys know about what Gonzaga and the streak and everything else means to Santa Clara?
Actually, last year I was watching the game, Gonzaga and Santa Clara, and I saw, that they lost at the very end. And when I came here, that's the first thing I remember. I was like, this year is our year, and we're gonna get them. Obviously, I know that Gonzaga is a really good program, and it just feels good to get the win against them.
Yeah, of course, Gonzaga's been a powerhouse in this conference for however long. But as the coaches recruited me, that was kind of the big message that they were pushing was, the school has been building this program up, and this is the moment that we've been preparing for, and that's what we all came here for. We all wanted to come here to make this happen, and it happened tonight. So.
Go ahead,
So you missed the free throw to tie, you missed 1 or 2 to tie the game, and then you come down and you get the end one. What's kind of going through your mind after you missed that first free throw?
Obviously, I was frustrated, that was in and out. But, I knew that, I had to be on the next play, and I remember, they had a free throw after, right? Mm-hmm. And I came right to coach, to know what we was going to run, and, I was just looking on, making the next shot. And that's what helped me. I moved. Obviously, it's unfortunate that I missed those free throws, but I was really lucky on the very next shot.
Hey, welcome to LeBronCouture.org. First of all, congrats to all three of you. It's Santa Clara's first 3-0 start in 20 years in the WCC, so congrats on that. And Adam, a question for you. You know, the game winner, well, it ended up being the game winner before the foul. When did you know you weren't passing the ball?
I mean, the play before, I think I had a really good pass.
And he showed up at the arena.
But I think, I had a pass to Johnny the play before, and I don't know. I just felt like it was my moment, and, I saw that I could turn downhill on him, and, yeah, that's what happened.
Were you looking for somebody to come double, and when you saw no double, you knew you were taking it, or?
I mean, not really.
Okay.
Not really. I was just, reading the game. I knew I wanted to go downhill, but yeah, I just made the right read, I guess.
For the players, 15, 20 years from now, when Coach and I almost get into middle age, what do you think you'll remember about this night?
I mean, just being able to accomplish this. Like I said, we all came here kind of with this goal in mind, of course, with going on to finish the job and winning the conference. But all the work that we put in, and then the celebration afterwards, it was amazing having all the fans storm the court, being able to see everybody, just pure joy. It was, something that I'm never going to forget. So.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing, Now it's hard to finish the job, just like you said, it's just one game. But yeah, it's definitely a special game. It's definitely a special game, and we're very happy of our season so far. That we won a big game in the conference play.
Thomas, you want to go ahead?
Thomas, Santa Clara coach. Can you just talk about patience and the buy-in you got from a guy like Brenton Adler, who didn't have to stick around with all the midst of transfers in the backcourt, and that just absolute poise he came out with, the patience he came out with, and how with the execution he came out with?
Yeah, thank you for that question. You're right on the money. BK was tremendous tonight. Played a outstanding game on both ends of the floor, and just a guy who's from day one been unconditionally all in. The consummate good teammate, the consummate team player. He is an integral part of our culture. And as good as he is as a player, as much as he helped us win today, to your point, his attitude, his selflessness, all of those virtues that we'd want any of our children to have, he has those, and he brings them to the table on a consistent basis. So to see him have a night like this, is tremendously fulfilling for me.
Yeah, go ahead.
2 questions for you. One, about the game. You beat them on the boards on both ends. You beat them in second chance points as well. How does that was that the emphasis going into tonight, being that they're a pretty big team, and that's where they get that's somewhat their bread and butter. Was that a focus? And then I'll ask the second after.
Yeah, it certainly was. That was definitely one of the keys for us. That being said, Watson was just phenomenal tonight. He still came down with 5 offensive rebounds, but that was clearly one of the keys for us, to try to compete with them on the glass, and I thought our guys on both ends did a good job with that.
And my second is for you guys. Obviously, your coach has mentioned that there's a culture that one of your teammates, and I'm sure all of you embody, but now that you, of course, have a target on your back, especially within the conference after this win, what is that culture, and how does it sustain you throughout play?
I think it's been just about buying in. Bringing so many new guys together. Of course, we had our bumps in the road coming in the summer and stuff like that, trying to make a cohesive group. That was a big thing that Coach always mentioned. But I think now we're starting to see it, and we're just trying to keep that consistency. We came into the season knowing how good we could be and how good we wanted to be, but it was just a matter of us really buying into what we had to do, and it's what we did tonight. So, we're looking forward to all the competitions ahead of us.
One more, or yeah, go ahead, Steve. Last one.
You guys like the unis?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Gonna wear them Saturday?
Hopefully.
Whatever they want, I don't get a vote. Yeah,
Thank you so much.
thank you, thank you.